Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gifts of Wisdom. I'm Michael Comet Alpo. We are starting a whole new program here. Today is Wednesday, the hump day. Hope you're having a great day. Listen, today we're going to be starting talking about some really cool things. Uh, Again, welcome. We are called now the Gift of Wisdom. Okay? The Gifts of Wisdom. We're going to be coming on now at 6 o'clock Pacific time. That's also Mountain time. And we're probably going to change it next week when also the daylight saving time comes on. Ours are going to switch just a little bit. But for now, let's start talking about things that are going to help us. So we're going to talk about a little bit later about the broken heart, the new start, which is the theme of the show. But and let's take a look at the news headlines. The top stories today are: China has told all its people to stock up for the winter. Also, Joe Biden denies the 450,000 payout to illegal immigrants. Progress on the $1.7 trillion bill that's going up and down, up and down. Also, there's a new definition of the word vaccine. And also, time for the children to get their vaccines. And finally, delivery robots are here to stay. Let's begin. China is ordering all people to stock up now for the winter. They are predicting an Arctic winter where a massive shortage of all basic items won't be available to be delivered. And other countries soon will be following. Does that mean that this is something that we should be looking at now and that we should all be stocking up? As you can see, they're saying that they're not even going to be able to get some of these tankers emptied by not until the middle of 2022. And also, there are predicting that this is going to be one of the worst winters that we've had in over 100 years. So the thing is, are we next? Should we take the chance? Now, the main thing is we are in times that we've never seen. And so it is now important that we become as smart as we've ever been. You think that you had some brains before these last couple of years happened, right? No. It's time now that we have to be smarter, more educated than we ever have been. And so as we look to see what China's getting ready to do, we need to take the heed and we need to take the call to figure out whether or not this is something that you as a family or as an individual should do. Next, Joe Biden actually answered a question. Yeah, he actually answered a question. I guess from he decided that he didn't want to eat his ice cream, or he actually woke up and he was startled with a question that he didn't know actually what to answer. So the question was, are you going to be handing out $450,000 to all the illegal immigrants? So Joe decided he was going to answer the question. He says when he woke up, well, he completely denied it. He completely denied that there was any kind of fallout that's going to be from the 450,000 to all illegal immigrants. We actually reported this yesterday and found out that this was going to be happening, and it was going to happen before the end of November, that this was actually going to be voted upon. So again, we don't know what when he means something, when he doesn't mean something. So what else is new? Next, Nancy Pelosi, the head of the House leader, she said the House is making progress on the 3.5 trillion down to 1.7 trillion dollar bill. Of course, this started in March, and the we've gone from 3.5 trillion down to 1.7. So there's only one good highlight in it, and that I found today was that the lowering the prescription costs for the elderly. But starting in 2025, that's 4 years from now. The things that are in this bill is it's things that are way down the road and not right now. And so how are we going to protect? What are you going to say to these elderlies right now? How are they going to be able to last in the next 4 years? What about this winter? What about it? So nothing today for none of us. Okay? Next, we have a new definition of the word vaccine. I was able to get, so there's a new definition, and I didn't even know there was a new definition of the word. And so I went to go and see the old definition, and I couldn't find it. And so I actually thank Jimmy Dorff for this. Definition of a vaccine: a preparation of killed microorganisms, living attenuated organisms, or living fully virulent organisms that is administered to produce or artificially increase immunity to a particular disease. That's has always been the definition, and the CDC actually just changed it. Okay, so the new definition for the vaccine, what do you hear this one? A substance used to stimulate the production of antibodies and provide immunity against one of several diseases, prepared from the causative agent of a disease, its products, or a synthetic substitute treated to act as an antigen without inducing the disease. So this is what it read before. Before the change, the definition for vaccine read the act of introducing a vaccine into the body to produce immunity to a specific disease. Now the word immunity has been switched to protection. So the term vaccine also got a makeover. The CDC's definition changed from a product that stimulates a person's immune system to produce immunity to a specific disease to the current a preparation that is used to stimulate the body's immune response against diseases. This came from the Miami Herald. If you want to go in there, the link is in the bottom. So everything has changed, including the definition of everything. Vaccines. I'm pro-vaccine. I think if you need a vaccine, you should get it. But I also think that it's your body. So I'm not anti-vax at all. That's another change. We'll talk about that tomorrow. I found out what anti-vax changes. That'll be in the stories tomorrow. Next. Time for the children to get their vaccines. Apparently, Pfizer has been FDA approved. And so the first vaccines were given today on a Zoom call. How exciting. And finally, delivery robots are here to stay. Starship Technologies has come out with a new robot that will be on your campuses, working campuses. They're already on college campuses. Okay? There have been, where's my notes here? 2 million already delivered. 2 million have been delivered, and it's mostly around for colleges. Okay, so these are little buddies that you're going to be seeing. As you can see, they have 6 wheels. They and the isn't that kind of cute? Kind of cool, right? So these delivery robots that holds like 4 large pizzas. And 2 million of them, as I said, has been delivered on the campuses. And they're a big hit on the campuses. So it's funny how they start in the with the colleges. Everything's about the colleges. They're the ones who are going to be the workforce as we go forward here. Okay, what else we have here? And also, we have Google wing drones will be coming to your skies very soon. Okay, right now they've been working on they're called the Google Wing, and they've delivered nearly 100,000 orders direct to customers by drone. And this has mostly been in Australia. And then there's the first city now, I think Christiansburg, Virginia, has been experimenting with it also. So now you're going to see. Let me get a better picture of these. There we go. It's called the wing drone. It's called the wing drone. The wing drone. All right. And this is what it looks like. And so, you know, it's a small thing. You see that little package there. It holds 3 pounds, up to 3 pounds, and it drops it right into your backyard. And so you're going to be hearing a different sound. Let's see here. So you're going to be hearing a different sound in the air now. Somewhere in that range. All right, that's going to be the news, but we're going to end with some interesting facts. An average 4-year-old can ask 400 questions a day. So you have something to look forward to as if you're raising kids, they're going to be asking you a lot of questions. So get ready. Also, the average human can shed 40 pounds of skin a day. So that ends our new segment here, and now we're going to move into today's lesson. And we're going to send this out to everyone in love, and it's called Broken Heart New Start. And we've been talking about broken heart syndrome, okay? This is actually a physical thing that happens to somebody if it gets too critical within, where someone could actually mimic a heart attack. But before all that, usually there's sadness over breakups, and the stress that's caused by this. And if you're in this pattern where you're not having fulfilling relationships, and this mainly applies to women. So we're talking about women, okay? About how to overcome this broken hearts that seems to be occurring a lot these days. All right? Because people, there's so many more single people now that aren't getting married, that aren't having children, and they're ending up in their 30s and 40s, 50s, 60s, and there's not this sense of accomplishment from not getting married or not even having friends. So you've had your heart broken, and yesterday we were talking about bad boys, and I was saying that the bad boys need to get a break, and that if you're, and we were talking about describing the bad boy. You can go to my YouTube channel; it's on there. Everything's up there. It's this is a series. This is literally the third part in it. And so how we left it off was how to be a friend with someone. How to be a friend with someone. How to be a friend with someone that you're even attracted to. But first, we'll go to first things first, though. And this is the main thing about what this lesson is today. And it's number one, how to be your own friend. Are you your own friend? Or do you depend on others to show you friendship, so to make you think that you have friends or that you're a good friend? Okay? So are you your friend? So how to be your own friend if you're not? Stick with me till the end. Stick with me till the end now. So, how to be your own best friend? Are you your own best friend? Okay, without having someone fill in your void or lack of within. This is why people have false friends. They have a false sense of themselves. Because this lack that you may not even know exists is what you use it for, is to have friends fill that void that you lack within yourself. So does it sounds easy, don't it? You know what? I am my friend. I am my friend. And if you haven't done it, it's very hard if you've never done it. So if you've always depended on friends for your well-being within yourself, you're going to be someone who experiences this emotional turmoil when you lose these friends. Stick with me now. So here's the question. Number 4. Are you your own best friend? Have you ever said it? Are you your own best friend? Or are you your own worst enemy? This is where we begin. This is very important that you go through this process. Part of this whole thing, when you experiencing this broken heart where the relationships aren't working, you got to take a pause. You're going to have to take a pause within yourself. And you're going to have to take some stock. Stock within yourself. You're going to have to really start to get to know who you really are. And I ask people 2 questions. What's your best quality? But more important, what's your worst quality? What is your worst quality? Could you say it right now? Because you are only as good as your worst quality. What does it mean, Mike? What do you mean my worst quality? I'm not using my worst quality every day. Well, maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But you don't know because you don't. What is it? What is it? If you're this greatest person in the whole wide world and you're addicted to drugs, or you're addicted to alcohol. You may not call that your worst quality, but you can be the best person in the world, but it's your alcoholism that stops you from bringing the complete you. You might be addicted to sex. You might be addicted to power. You might only you might be addicted to your looks. What is it? What is it? You're only as good as your worst quality if you want to begin the path of becoming the best you. You must conquer this quality to grow. You must understand what your worst quality is. You've heard that expression, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. You're only as strong. What's going to stop you from growing is that worst quality. So, do you really like yourself? Like yourself. You know what that means, right? Okay? It's different than loving yourself. See, you can love your family, but that doesn't mean you like your family. Right? It doesn't mean that. Do you actually like yourself? Then go to the worst quality. And do you like that? That's where you begin. Now, both are debatable when being truly honest. When you're being truly honest, this is another thing. It's hard for people to get down with the get down on the get down with the get down. What is stopping you? And what are your destructive behaviors? We all have them. We all have them that we need to work on them. It is ongoing. It is ongoing. Now, I will say this, and I will almost say this is a general thing that most feel as a worst quality. And that is the perfection quality. I want to get it perfect. I want a 10. I want a 10. And it's hard to handle a 5 or a 9, right? You're always looking for perfection. See, only you know within you. So, and again, now, most women, it's their looks. They may be the most beautiful person, but they don't like their ears. They don't like their mouth. They think their chest should be bigger because of social media. Only you know it within you. So here's your challenge. And it's a big one. You have to become a mind reader of yourself. If you're always calling yourself ugly, stupid, imperfect, you're the one who has to understand who that is. That it is destructive to name call yourself a bet this is some of you guys' worst qualities. Name calling. Name calling. We don't do name calling in this brain, in this spirit. And if we do, we have to apologize. So here it comes down again. Self-honesty means critical thinking. You understand that one, right? Critical thinking. Isn't that where we're at? Critical thinking is the new norm. Well, it's always been this within ourselves. Self-honesty is critical thinking, not put down thinking. Critical thinking. How do I get better? Did I get better today? Am I better than I was yesterday? That's about putting in the work. Self-acceptance. If you're your own worst enemy, then self-acceptance is what you have to be, have to become. Because you want to accept yourself wherever you are. You need to lose 20 pounds or 200 pounds. You still must have this self-acceptance to be able to move forward. To you as you are. To be self-acceptance. I accept you. Have you ever looked in the mirror and done that? Huh? Have you ever looked in the mirror? Have you ever said, I love you in the mirror? 100 times and meant it? If you haven't, these are suggestions for you to begin the self-acceptance recovery. To be who you are. Next, expectations of others. The expectations that you have of yourself different than the expectations of others. Some people, you have to lower the expectations because they've proven to themselves you can't depend on them. Giving them chances over and over and over, you have to make that decision on whether or not that person belongs in your life. You know, part of this whole deal is taking stock, which is also around the people that are around you. Taking those, lowering the expectations of people that have let you down. But then it comes down to this. What are your expectations of you? Well, if you're your own worst enemy, you're going to have to begin somewhere. You're going to have to lower your expectations of you if you don't know them. And this is bringing back into spiritual neutrality. Being able to be still fully function without having taken over the rejection of what's going on in your life. In other words, taking responsibility for your decisions. And this is not about choices. I'm not someone who is going to be talking about choices. Okay? Because to me, life is about decisions. When you decided to sign that contract for that car and pay that high interest price, that was a decision. When you're talking about choices, that's thinking. Maybe I should buy the Mercedes. Maybe I should buy the Hyundai. Hmm. Maybe I should buy the Cadillac. No, I deserve the Mercedes. I deserve. These are the expectations. And so what do? You overspend on the cars. And if you can't say later, if I had a choice to do that again, I would. It's past. Now you're living in the past. Being responsible for your decisions. Begin. Be responsible for your decisions. Begin. I am going to take responsibility for my decisions. We're going to keep talking about these things. Stick with me. Here's another one. Do you avoid confrontations? Do you avoid confrontations? Now, a lot of this, you get in these relationships and you want to keep the guy or you want to keep the girl and you do not want to avoid the confrontation. So you're going to try and cool it down even if they started. So, do you apologize even when you're not in the wrong? Just to avoid the confrontation. This is also a sign that you don't want to confront yourself. And here on the gift of wisdom, we take it head on. Head on. This is Mother Sophia's wisdom. We look it straight in the eye and we handle it. And if you don't have the tools, then that means you got to go into the lab of your mind and watch this show, because I'm going to get you out of this. So do you apologize even when you're not in the wrong? Then it's time to apologize to yourself, my friend. It's time to apologize. And this is your homework till tomorrow. You need to make a list of apologies to yourself that you let yourself down, if that's what it is. If you're your own worst enemy, apologize to yourself. Apologize. It's okay. Now, some people won't apologize for anything. And that's how you end up apologizing. Right? You just go apologize. I don't want to argue no more. I'm sorry. Can we move on to something else? This is your homework till tomorrow. I want to leave you with an interesting fact. And this applies to this today. A starfish can not only regenerate their lost limbs, but even a limb can regenerate the whole starfish. Isn't that cool? So you regenerate until we meet again. Let's see if we get any comments. My little sweet co-host and wife, Tracy, yes, because we already have a shortage. That's going back to the news when we were, that we have to start making, I would suggest that you start storing up some stuff. We've been doing it, rice and beans and canned vegetables and, you know, things like that. Really learning to make our own almond milk, right? Um, just, you know, we make our own water. So, you know, there's all kinds of things that I think that if you haven't done, and listen, it doesn't, you know, it's November. Take 20, 25 bucks extra a week and go buy some extra stuff just in case, guys. And also, I forgot that in China, they're also predicting that the heating costs are going up, could be 50%. And that's the same here. Remember in Texas last year? The grid, the energy grid, if this is going to be cold for a long, long time, then it's going to affect the energy grid. And this is going to make prices skyrocket. Pelosi added 4 weeks of sick leave back in. Yeah, she put in 4 weeks of sick leave. Who can afford to get sick, man? Right? And then, of course, here we go. Great point. And people are going to need to get the boosters. That's what's coming up now. So here we're at the third one here. Tracy, learn to love yourself instead of another person first. You can only love someone as much as you love yourself. If your cup runneth over, then you can love someone. But if your cup is empty, we got to figure out how to fill it up. And you keep coming on this show, and I'm telling you, we're going to get you through. Oh, yeah, the mirror and I are great friends now. Thank you. Yes. It's a great reset. When you are frustrated and you go into the mirror and you look and you talk to yourself, and you go, no, it's going to be all right. I love you. I care for you. We're going to make it. You look in yourself in the eyes. That's the only way you can do it is in the mirror. Look at this. I use it. Get you a little mirror if you don't have one. Girls, you got that little pocket mirror. You know what you do? Why don't you talk to yourself while you're doing your makeup? Girl, you look good. I love you. I'm your best friend. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We don't care what anybody else thinks. We know we look good. We're going to be the best person that we can today. Get your little pocket mirror. This concludes our show. And the only thing that's left is ALPOUGH. Gifts of wisdom. That's me. I love you. Sophia loves you. We'll see you tomorrow. Give me some more comments. Give me some likes. Let me know if you like the news program, everything. And also, please subscribe. There's a little thing here where you can subscribe. And then I got another thing where you can go to some other videos. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.